everyone, let's make a light up card today. I'm using this super adorable Unity stamp called Otherworldly Greetings, and it's this large stamp that you can use for the entire background, or like I'm doing, I'm going to do it in different pieces. So I set it up so it's kind of centered on the stamp, and then on black, I'm going to do some silver embossing. So I'm using my embossing buddy, and I removed the astronaut and alien out, and I'm going to now apply some silver embossing powder, and then I'm going to heat this with the Ranger Heat It craft tool just because I like how it doesn't blow everything all away. It's got low blowing with some high heat. And now that that's good, look at that. We just buffed off the embossing powder residue and good to go. Now I'm going to inlay this image back in where it goes, then take off the stars. And so now in the same spot where it's supposed to go, I'm going to use my Stellar Ink Black Widow to stamp on my hammer mill. This is the chameleon, and I'm going to be coloring this with Olos, so it's perfectly lined up to be put at the bottom of my card. And then I'm putting that black back in, and I'm not going to emboss this time. I'm just going to ink it up with the silver. This is Encore Silver Pigment ink, and then I'm going to heat set it so that I don't smudge it. And this is going to make it so I don't have to trim this out in detail, and you'll still be able to see the balloon string. And we also kind of know where everything goes. So now I'm going to color with my Olos. I'm using some YGs, one of my favorite greens for my little Martian, I'm calling him. And then I'm trying to get the Martian landscape, go for like a reddish orange. So I blended some OR, O, and YO colors. And then I was going to do an orange astronaut, but if you're doing a Martian landscape, it's going to blend right in. So I thought I'd go with the white look. So I'm using some CGs. And then I thought it'd be fun to add a little bit of blue accents. And then I colored the balloon as well with some bees. And then just to add some extra flair, I'm going in with some glossy accents. And I put that on the eyeball and the faceplate and the balloon. And then after that, I'm like, well, I gotta put some splatter. So I'm trying not to get on that glossy accents before it dries. And I just held up a piece of paper and splattered on some of that Kuretake watercolor starry colors. And then I'm just completing that line across so it kind of looks like the stamp goes all the way across. And I admit I went and had lunch and came back. So I paused this and came back. And now that I'm cutting it out, see how I avoided the line? I didn't have to cut that out. So I just cut the astronaut off with his arm and then the balloon separately. And now I'm coming in with a Memento pen. I like doing this, especially because I'm going to put it on a black background and you're going to be able to see like the white line where I was cutting around. And I like using the Memento pen instead of like an alcohol ink marker because it'll bleed a lot more. So just overlaying this perfectly on there with some glue, just flat down. And now for the magic. I'm going to use these Twinkle Lights from Pear Blossom Press, just sliding in the battery on the correct side here. And there they go. We have 3 pretty twinkle lights. And so I'm just lining up kind of how I want to do this. I picked those 3 stars and I'm going to poke a hole through. And then I was going to do the button in the bottom right. And so I'm going to place that with some glue dots just on the top of the metal there. And then I am using the Pear Blossom Press stamp set that has all the push-pull type things you might need. And I'm just eyeballing it because, you know, your fingers are kind of big. So as long as you get it close, it'll push. And then flipping it over, now I'm lining up those lights and just sticking them on with some regular Scotch tape. Just sticking those things right into the hole because I don't want it to be like a hazy light. So I'm not putting vellum behind it or anything. I'm just putting the lights directly in the hole because I want them to twinkle hardcore. And then here's the world's best foam tape. Absolutely love this for that double thickness you need, and so easy to trim, especially when I've got it right up against the edge there and I need a little bit thinner pieces. And that little tiny piece. And then I like to just use all of my leftovers, so I just moved that piece. Now I need a sentiment, and so I'm just going to stamp with some VersaFine Claire Nocturne because I'm not going to color. And I'm just putting this on a strip, and I flagged it with a hexagon flag, and here we go. Look how they twinkle. I absolutely love how this came out. I believe in you. I hope you're inspired to make a light up card today. See you soon. Bye.